Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
So give him 2 yards there on the completion. And now 3rd down and 6 to go.
You don't see too many pass-catching fullbacks nowadays, partner. In fact, you don't see too many fullbacks, period.
Good news, though, he does have decent hands, and we saw it right there. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. And a tough ask here. They're going to go for it on 4th down and 9. They'll try and throw for it here. He'll buy some time right. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a 1st down. Now it's Jackson. He finds his man. It's Charlie Kohler. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. 15 yards last play and 15 yards here this go-around. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
No, we changed it.
Henry out of the pistol. And some room to work. And good work there in open space. And he's got this all the way down now to the 32. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down. Again, it's Henry. And he'll get this just inside the 30-yard line. Got it here at the 29 on 2nd and 8. Jackson now off the bootleg. They'll roll him out right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. But, Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this 1st half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
Henry's got it out on the left side. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. Looks like the offense is going to take another shot here. They're going on 4th and 13. Jackson now. Rolling to his right. And he is going to be out of bounds, a couple of yards short of the marker. And they will fail to convert here on 4th down. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 at their own 24. They'll drop it off with Saquon Barkley. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds.
This guy's well on his way now to a big game on the ground. It's another good run there. Puts him over the century mark in yardage, and we're still in the 2nd quarter.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is a defense that's certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
The ball comes out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. He's thankful right now for that sideline because it could have been a fumble loss, instead just a fumble, though they will have to punt it down.
You're right about that, but do you think there's ever been a player happier to see his own punter go on the field than him?
No.
I mean, not at all, right? How fortunate is he that they got a chance to punt it away, and it's not just a turnover at the spot.
They're going on 4th down with Hurts. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag coming in. This could be a 1st down. So a big chunk of yardage will be marked off there for that PI call.
And now you know why receivers and the guys throwing the ball, they like to collaborate and just heave it up sometimes, because you can get these types of calls that go against the defense. Pass interference, and they gain.
And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. With veteran Kyle Van Noy in there to drop him.
Pressure can come from all over when you're plotting a defensive strategy. On that particular play, it just came from the outside.
Throwing is Hurts. This is Smith with a grab. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. A handoff to Barkley. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. The Georgia man, Roquan Smith, came in and got him. So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. Again, it's Barkley. And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. Hurts sets up to throw it. He's going deep for Brown. This is caught inside the 15. And they're going to have this in a great spot way down in Baltimore territory. A big play there. And even 40 yards. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Now Hurts looking to change the play. A first down carry for Barkley. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Saquon Barkley with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Eagles are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Elliott good on the extra point, and the route is on here in this first half. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
2nd and 10. They'll keep it on the ground again here. And a pretty good run, all things considered. Probably would have liked that in the first quarter instead of right now as the clock continues to run. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. Now it's Jackson sliding out of the pocket. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A big play there on the catch and run. 35 yards. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. The Ravens set to receive the football, trailing here as we resume action in the third quarter. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
Hey, middle.
Running from the gun with Henry. He'll get a yard, that's all, as they get him down at the 28. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Now Jackson. He'll buy some time right. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
I'm sure there was a tough halftime trying to figure out some strategy to get things going, trailing by a lot when they went into the locker room. He's just trying every avenue to spark his team here to begin the third quarter. Not a lot going on that play, though.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Eagles will have great starting field position here as they take over. A give to Barkley out of the gun. Broke through some contact, but unable to reach the 40. Brought down on the play by Trenton Simpson. Now 2nd and 9. They're going to look to throw. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Out of the gun now on third down. Toward the sideline, intercepted. Picked off by Trenton Simpson. And the Ravens are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores. But, yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And, look, we're still in the third quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
So 2nd and 4 from the 22. Throwing is Jackson. On target to his man, Likely. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A gain there of 30 big ones.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far. And never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
They'll roll him out right. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. 23 yards on the tuck and run.
Bottom line is that he is just something else as a runner because there are not many QBs in this league who can rip off a game that big, and he did it with the defense giving him a little extra attention after he hit him on a run earlier this series.
13.
A first down carry for Henry. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. Second down.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run in the pass. But in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right. It might go to them in this game.
I like that. MVU. Well done.
And they'll get this down to the 10. A solid pickup of 13 sets them up first and goal.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taking them no time at all to get down here. And now they're set up with a first and goal.
They'll try and run for it with Henry. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Derrick Henry. A 10-yard touchdown run. And the Ravens are able to make some inroads here to that deficit.
Ravens will line up for the two-point conversion.
Jackson here, he's going to look to throw. Rolling to his right. And he'll find his way in for 2. And we're back to a 2-score game. The lead's cut to 16. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And a nice return, but he's going to pay for it as they knock him down hard at the end. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. Got a man, it's Brown. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
I'll give him credit there. Nice job on the drag route. Bring the receiver across the field, hoping he can catch it in stride and turn it up. To do just that, although he's just a little bit short of the first down.
Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1.
No touch that. Crowd left Yanni. Crowd left Yanni. No touch.
Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2.
I'm getting a sense that the momentum of this game is changing since the break. Nice play there, and this D is fired up.
No touch that.
They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And Barkley did not get there. Nothing doing on 2nd and 3rd down after that 9-yard gain on 1st.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Ravens get the football back and in great shape. Henry running right. Oh, a heck of a move.
Man.
Yeah, boy, and it's tough to bring him down that time. He surges forward. He's going to get a full 6 out of that. 2nd down. Inside 4 minutes to go. 3rd quarter. Here's Jackson to throw. Buying time to his... And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. They push him back 8 yards that time on 2nd down. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. Back to throw. Flush to his right. A short one there, caught by Likely. And some room to run now. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. A big play that time on a catch and run. And it'll move the chains.
That is definitely what we call a defensive uh-oh play. And what you mean by that is against Lamar Jackson, when you see him out of the pocket, your first thought is, uh-oh, he's going to try and run it. How do I get to him and get him on the ground? And guess what? That didn't happen, and his receivers took advantage.
And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. 96 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Henry will take this into the end zone. It's a Ravens touchdown. So he had the nice run to get him down there. Was stopped just short of the goal line, but they go right back to him, CD, and he delivers to finish the drive off.
A little extra determination there, don't you think, partner? You notice he didn't tap on his helmet and say, get me out after the run down to the end zone. He said, I almost got in. I'm going to get in on my own. I'm staying in. And he carries it across the goal line.
And they don't get it. They tried for the 2-point conversion there, but unsuccessful. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And last time went for it on 4th, didn't get it. Let's see if they can pick themselves up off the mat and do better this go around.
Sometimes I have this vision of coaches writing notes to themselves before a game. And sometimes that note says, be aggressive, stay aggressive. Maybe that's what we saw in the last possession.
Yeah, they were very aggressive. This time, will it result in points? We'll find out. Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25.
63.
They'll set up a throw. It's complete to Brown, right side. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a 1st down. Up the middle with Barkley. Breaks a tackle, and he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Running again with Barkley on 2nd down. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. Here's Hurts to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. Well, forget the run on 3rd and 1. They shock the D and rip off a pretty big play. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL. On EA Sports. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Here's a give to Barkley. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. They'll run it again with Barkley. Able to fight for about 4 yards there to the 13. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down.
But forget knowing where the 1st down line was. This defense created their own line of scrimmage. They won every battle up front, and a lot of times that is one-on-one. If you win your one-on-ones enough times, your defense is going to be pretty good. They had more people to the football and snuffed out the play.
They'll try and throw for it with Hurts. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. And the Ravens are right back in this football game. That is the play they needed in a 2-score game here in the 4th quarter.
No doubt about it. They did what they had to do to give themselves a chance to get back into the game. They turned it over to the offense. They are now in charge.
Now they need to execute. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. The interception was a great starting point, but now they need points pretty quickly, down 2 scores. And he'll be out of bounds right around the 14. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple. Henry will get it. He's been busy today. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first. Now, yes, a 2-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on second and short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right. They did pick up the first down there, but as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a 2-possession game. They've got to get there twice to make sure they have a chance to win.
And there we saw rolling right out of the pocket. Maybe his momentum taking him toward that sideline led him a little too far.
Yeah, that is difficult, isn't it? Plus, you're closing down your space, right? You're shortening the field for your receivers. And their inclination is to go towards the sidelines as fast as the quarterback is as well. Hard for them to throttle down to leave themselves with enough room to stay in bounds and catch the ball.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Jackson sliding out of the pocket. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down. Here's Jackson. That is caught. Rashad Bateman. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? To throw is Jackson. He'll buy some time right. He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And the ball on the 30. Here's 2nd and 4. Jackson. They'll roll him out right. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, with a few of the runs he's made along the way, he should have kept the ball and taken it with his feet downfield. That's the big play that shreds the defense. Instead, he thought to himself, I'm a quarterback. I've got to throw it. He bailed out the defense with that incompletion.
And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down.
And that last carry puts him right at 100 yards for the game. So how has he done it? Because he's been patient. Followed his blocks, let everything develop, and then burst through for big gains.
Here we go. It's Jackson on 4th down. Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there. And the Eagles are going to get the ball back on the turnover as they hold on 4th down. Well, I guess an interception at this point on 4th down is just as bad as an incomplete pass. Either way, the ball goes over to the other side.
Yeah, it's a tough spot to be in this late in the game, and there's not a whole lot he could do there, and he winds up giving the ball away.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. They have to like the position that they are in. 4th quarter, 2-score lead, and now the ball back after the INT. I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. First down, 18-yard gain. Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Barkley, inside handoff. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. 139 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. 2nd down and 4. They'll go to Barkley again. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. The Eagles on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This is 3rd and 4. They go play action with Hurts. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Kyle Van Noy able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. We've seen how this quarterback can beat you with his legs. Saw it earlier on this drive, as a matter of fact. But that time, they had him covered.
They really gave him no place to escape because oftentimes they're able to find a crack, a sliver, anything that can get them upfield. On that occasion, nothing open at all, and they swarmed him.
The Eagles send out their punter now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. And he will not throw it away. He goes out of bounds, well shy of the line of scrimmage, so that's a sack.
So when the defense complains about having to do pursuit drills in the heat of training camp, plug in this play. Excellent pursuit. Force the quarterback out of the pocket. He ends up trying to run for it. Instead, he goes out of bounds and loses yardage. That goes down as a sack.
In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Well, this is getting ridiculous. 8 sacks now. That time multiple guys get to it.
Well, this has turned into an absolute week to forget for this quarterback. Multiple sacks. Pair that with multiple turnovers. As far as he's concerned, if he ever sees this defense again, it'll be way too soon.
Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. They'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
I like what they tried to do there. Tried to hit him with something quick, get the ball in his hands, and hope he could make some yards after the catch and pick up a first down. Weren't able to do so on that play.
180.
They're going on 4th down. It's Jackson. That ball caught. It's Mark Andrews, the tight end. And unable to break away. They stop him a few yards shy.
63, 60.
Now Saquon Barkley. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
And for the defense, this is a spot where you don't want to totally sell out to stop the run, but you do have a pretty good idea of what you're going to see. And that's good work right there to keep them in check on that first down carry.
2nd down, here's Barkley again. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Hurts. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. He hit his first one. This from 44 yards out now. The kick by Elliott is good. So the big return had him fired up, but in the end, the offense stalls out. They only muster 3.
Yeah, the excitement was there after the return, but they didn't move the ball at all after that. They didn't even get a first down.
After the field goal, here's Elliott to kick it away. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. Here's 1st and 10. Jackson now. Flushed out right. Pass complete. It's likely. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. One timeout at their disposal, but more pressing is the need for 2 scores, obviously. Here's 1st and 10. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
We changed it.
Throwing, Jackson. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. Well, we knew this was going to be a tall order anyway, down 2 scores with this little time remaining, but that interception puts an end to any hopes that they had.
All right, partner, work with me here because obviously scoring a touchdown, getting the onside kick, then going down, scoring again, well, that's asking a lot, isn't it? And that's really not a great expectation to begin with. I think they'll look back on this game and see what got them in this spot in the first place and say to themselves, we really gave this game away.
They got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on first down. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. Play action. Here's Hurts. Rolling to his right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
They're going on 4th down with Hurts. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with the football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The Eagles unable to convert there on 4th. And that will force a turnover on downs. Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive. Now, the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. Penalties not what they needed here. 1st and 15. Jackson to throw. A short throw caught by Andrews. He's been quiet today in the passing game, just his 2nd catch.
Yeah, and people have to come up with schemes to limit him, and what a lot of teams do, they'll double him, use a linebacker underneath, a safety over the top. Sometimes they'll just take a corner, maybe their 3rd corner if he's a bigger guy, and put him on a man-to-man and try and limit his touches. Just keep mixing it up, give him different angles, different looks, like a good boxer does.
One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. And the Eagles are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line. Well, this is one heck of an individual performance we're witnessing. That is now his 3rd interception. And keep in mind, folks, this isn't a safety or a cornerback. This is a linebacker.
Does this field